I'm sure it is open season on Aaron Glenn right now. And you know what? Rightfully so. He deserves every bit of pressure and criticism coming his way over the next 24, 48, 72 hours. There's no excusing it. But you are talking about a billion-dollar organization, an organization that hires essentially its CEO and a head coach to run the organization. And for some rhyme or reason, this head coach is really good at one thing right now: losing football games. Through his first 21 games, he's 4-16-1. Mm-hmm. Matt Patricia was 8-12-1. Now, Adam, the roster, Adam. Roster was different.
The culture.
Team was more talented. The culture. He took over this. He did that. He did this. He did that. Rah, 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 rah. This is the NFL, guys. And I can't believe 4 games into the season, this is what I have to talk about. I have to talk about a team that should be 3-1, but coaching is holding you back. Not on the offensive side of the ball. Clearly, Ben Johnson avoided really disaster for this football team last year with the work he did with Dan Campbell. And clearly that played a huge role. And if you just go look at his first 4 games called compared to Dan Campbell's first 4 games called, it's a night and day difference. Having said that, you take into account all the injuries on offense. Offense wasn't the issue. You look at the defense. Wait, you're going to bring up talent this morning to me? Is it talent or is it coaching?
I watched the Atlanta Falcons hold this team to 23 points last week.
I watched the New York Giants, granted it's the Chicago Bears, hold them to 12 points. Hell, I watched the Bears hold the Giants to 12 points. I watched Atlanta, like you said, hold Cleveland. I'm not asking for the 2000 Baltimore Ravens. I'm not asking, hell, for the John Gruden Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm not asking for the 85 Bears. I'm asking for a punt. A single fucking punt. And I can't even get that.
Nope.
What am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to be calm with you guys this morning? I don't want to be calm. I'm not calm. I'm not happy. Your coaching sucks across the board. Across the board. Head coach to the defensive coordinator right now. It sucks. Head coach cost you 2 games with decisions. Defensive coordinator. My mother could go out and play quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks and she would set the NFL record for passing yards. That's your state of coaching. And Rashad Penny, of course, pouring salt in the wound on a Monday morning. What does he come out and say? We know what defense they were running the whole game. We knew. Yeah. We knew when they lined up this way, we were going to run the ball, and we were going to do this, and they were going to overcommit, and we were going to do this. Oh, wow. Man, I didn't know the NFL was that easy. I may have to go throw my hat in and go be a tight ends coach somewhere, and maybe I get an NFL job. Who knows? Losers. 1-3.
Dan Orlovsky's
and they
tweet.
They're 1-3, and I'll let you go to Dan, because I did see that tweet too.
It's hilarious.
They're 1-3. And in my opinion, this is a 3-1 football team. When do you guys reflect on that? Where you sit back and you ask yourselves, how are we 1-3? And I don't want to hear that it's just Aaron Glenn. Why are you 1-3 right now when I could argue your football team has played some of the better football, not only offensively, but even altogether, putting it together for 4 quarters in the NFC North? You're 1-3. You have fewer wins than the Bears. You are now 2 games back of the Vikings and the Packers. You still have to play the Packers twice. I mean, this is...
Schedule looks a little harder now, doesn't it? And that's why I love Dan's tweet. Dan said if the Lions had a bad defense, they'd be 3-1. So, what? This defense is even a step below that.
I would take historically the worst defense in the NFL, and I could be 3-1 right now. They're not even that. They're historically worse than the historically worst team.
Something's wrong schematically, because last year there's a lot of points where we were talking about on the show, hey, if the offense would score more points, they would win all these games. The defense is holding them, the offense isn't producing. And they were still one of the worst defenses in the league, but they were keeping guys, or at least teams, under control the first 4 games. I mean, this is a disaster. And it has to be schematically, because the team did get better. You didn't have Adham. You didn't have Malcolm. You still didn't have Romeo Okoro last year. and they were keeping teams held to 19, 20, 24 points. This is another animal right here.